spring can be a great time to look for a new home. Remember spring, it's where the grass comes up,
next season.
flowers, yeah. But after a winter season like we've had this year, there are some specific things that you really should be looking for so you don't inherit big problems.
Here with advice on how to spot those problems before you buy that house, we welcome back Julie and Daniel DeRoche from DeRoche Realty Group and eXp Realty. Hi, guys.
Hi, you guys. It's nice to see you.
All right, so now we're just going to point out some things that potential home buyers should be looking for, especially when buying this time of year, starting with, sounds boring, but it's critical, the foundation and some structural problems. What should they be looking out for?
Well, if you're in the basement and it's unfinished, which is ideal when you're down there, you will see some cracks. So you can have some little cracks, which is fine.
Sure.
A lot of basements will crack. But
what's happening there?
A big crack like this, you can kind of see that it's bowing in.
Yeah.
So that wall is coming in.
Oh, no.
Man.
So the soil's pushing in on the foundation, which is easily fixable, but you don't want to just buy it and go, I'll deal with that later.
Oh, that is easy, because I was going to say, is this the kind of thing where you see it and then say, well, Jan, we've got to get out of here. This house is caving in.
Not necessarily. Sometimes, yes. So there's a lot of investigation to do, and we've got some great people to talk to on it, but something as simple as that. We had one in Edina. It was a $15,000 fix, and it's probably stronger now than it's ever been.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it can be fixed, but you just probably want to work that out and maybe factor that into your offer.
Yeah, you want to get compensated for that.
Yeah. Okay, that's really important.
Drainage problems. Now, one of the things that you say is we should be walking around the perimeter of the house, and we should be looking for what?
So this time of year, it's obviously a little difficult when 2.5 feet of snow on the ground, but if it's in the summer or spring, you're going to see some puddling around the foundation. But go down in the basement again.
Is that a bad thing right there?
Yeah.
You don't like that?
You shouldn't have little ponds around the foundation of the house. Ooh. Definitely not. But in the winter, or even if it's dry outside, you can usually see signs of past problems. Go down into the bottom, get into the crawl spaces. A lot of sellers, unfortunately, will have stuff up against the walls. Don't be afraid to pull that stuff away and really look in there. I was at one the other day. You wouldn't know anything was wrong. I always bring a little pair of pliers with me. I pull up the carpet in the basement, and the carpet tack that holds the carpet down, there's little nails sticking out. If the nails are all rusty,
ooh,
that's a sign of
good sign.
Yeah,
exactly.
You want to look at the gutters on the outside. That's easy to see, and make sure that they're running far away.
Yeah, you want to get that water away. So you want the grading of the land coming up to the house, not going towards the house.
Right.
And yeah, get the gutters working and get it away from the house.
Okay.
A real simple home improvement tip, guys, and thanks for tuning in for this, is just a simple extension that you can get at your Home Depot, your Lowe's, or Ace Hardware. Just go out there. Simple
That's really
problem.
good. That's right.
Simple
You don't have to pull a
solution.
permit to do that, but
No.
you do have to pull a permit to do a lot of things. So people, I think, sometimes are proud of, like, I did this and I didn't even pull a permit for it.
Yeah,
I
how
really
cool.
do. I mean, like, look at what I saved, and then you go to sell the house. What happens if there are open permits or if work has been done and permits haven't been pulled?
Well, on the disclosure, we'll ask if the sellers have pulled permits. So they may say that they have, they may say that they didn't.
Yeah.
They may think on small items that they didn't need to pull a permit, and they put in, yeah, we pulled all necessary permits, but then you find out that they didn't.
I'm curious how that works, though. If you like the house and then you find out down the road, okay, we didn't pull permits, is there a negotiation that happens where the potential buyer says, okay, you got to like pay for those permits retroactively?
There
or is
can
that...
be, yeah, and the city will come back. You can try to get the permits approved after the fact. The hard thing is, what if it's plumbing and it's drywalled and they need to rip out the drywall to get to the plumbing? The city is going to want to go look at those things and make sure they were done properly.
Yeah, so a seller's not typically going to want somebody to come in and start ripping out their sheetrock in the basement, but if they didn't pull the permits, it could very well happen. And you just want to make sure that your inspections are done right,
Sure.
and make sure that those answers in that disclosure are accurate.
Well, and that's a cautionary tale, too. If it's like Uncle Bob says he can come in here and do this for so cheap and he doesn't need a pull permit,
Yep.
then
Yeah.
you kind of think like, well, Uncle Bob's going to get us in some trouble when we try to sell this place down the
We
road.
had a client's house this several years ago. They hired someone to do it, not licensed. Their house burned down, like gone.
Whoa.
You have to be really careful. A lot of people don't think about it. Then you hear those odd stories, but it does happen. There can be some
know.
significant, especially when you get into the electrical
Electrical.
and gas.
Oh boy, how about
careful.
that? Okay, well, you scared me. Speaking of gas, let's talk about things that you could smell. Beware of things smelling too good. Beware of things smelling too bad. So let's first start, Julie, with you walk into a house and you think, well, goodness, they must be selling perfumes here. That could be a bad
Candles
sign.
everywhere.
It could be a bad, it's a red, I think it's sometimes a red flag. Are they trying to cover up pet smell?
Oh,
so a
pet
lot
smell.
of times, you know,
Cigarette
pet
smoke?
pee, cigarette smoke.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Or just mustiness. Like you can go in a house and sometimes it will smell musty or mildewy, and that can be a sign of water issues.
Can you request? I mean, is it fair to say, like, I'm going to go back for a second showing. Can you please not have any candles going and things like that? Yeah. Do people do that?
Absolutely, all the time.
Or
Yeah.
I'm coming back for a second visit. Could we have a few more candles? And it's kind of like the vibe. and
No,
I'm
then they're going
yeah.
to be like, and now you can't come back.
right, you're off
Please
our list
look
now.
for
I'm
another
Bringing my
home.
wine with me.
Yes. Now, here is a very potentially serious problem, asbestos. Man, asbestos was a cool thing back in the day, and then suddenly it became not a cool thing in the late
Yeah, not a great rap.
80s. So
Sort
what
of like
should-
cigarettes, like things that were seemed great.
If
and
we're
then
telling you
turned
something's
out-
good now, it might kill you
not
later.
be.
So
Right.
buyer beware.
Okay,
What
yes.
do you look for when you're looking for potential asbestos issues?
Well, for starters, it's usually going to be in the older homes. I think it was banned in '89, if I'm not
you are
mistaken.
correct.
That's what we have on our
Oh,
notes,
well, there you
yes.
go. Apparently, I know what I'm talking about. Oh, it says it on there? Okay, good. So you're typically going to see it on older homes that have boilers. You're going to see the plumbing pipes wrapped with it, the boiler pipes wrapped with it.
Yeah.
You'll see it actually in like tiles, like not ceramic tile, but like a vinylish looking tile on old basement floors.
Okay, if you see it, then
I
what do you
have
do?
all these things.
Okay, and Elizabeth has
Don't eat it.
Yeah, I'm not
Do
gonna eat
you say like, wait, you got to get rid of this asbestos or get it tested?
Well, you should have it tested just to make sure you know what you're getting into. But typically, if you just don't mess with it, it's okay. But if you have little kids and it's frayed, those little particles get in the air, and you shouldn't be breathing that. But a lot of older homes, they'll have it in the basement. They'll cover it up with ceramic tile or with carpet. If it's covered and not being messed with, it's really not that big of a deal. But I still recommend having somebody proper, not a regular home inspector, have a proper asbestos inspector come and take
Oh,
a look at it. It's
there you go.
expensive to get rid of.
Oh, how exciting to hear that part. Well, thank you guys for
Yeah, this
telling
is
us the truth
hashtag
about all
old
that
house
stuff.
problems. Listen,
Yes.
you want to, just add that to one of a million we got. Yeah, tons of them.
Hey, Julie and Daniel would love to answer these questions for you. You can head to TwinCitiesLive.com for a link to the DeRoche Realty Group with eXp Realty.
Big thanks to DeRoche Realty Group for sponsoring Twin Cities Live.
And I'm going to prove I can say their name one more time. The
Yeah.
DeRoche Realty Group and eXp Realty are also the presenting sponsors for Twin Cities Live in your town. Every month we take TCL out on the road, showcasing suburbs all around the metro.
So this month we're heading to Rosemount, and you can join me along with Julie and Daniel. We're heading south. We're going to Carboni. See Bones for those in the know. We're going to be in Rosemount on Thursday, March 21st for a live 90-minute broadcast. And thanks to the DeRoches, one lucky TCLer will win an iPad.
That's
But
so
you
fun.
have to show up and you have to be there to win.
Yeah, that's the only way you win. Got to be there. Carboni's is also going to serve up food and drink specials. It is free to attend. You can learn more on the events page of our website.
It's going to be very fun. Okay.